I met some chicks from Medellin off of Tinder. So I brought them to my crib, and then I was trying to surprise my boy, and then eventually they drugged us. And guys, they took everything. They took my iPad, they took my MacBook, they took my iPhone 13 Pro, they took my Samsung S20, they took my drone, they pretty much took my credit cards. Like, I got pictures of them. Like, Cartagena is dangerous, guys. I've been here for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I've never been in no situation like this. But I want you guys to know, man, like, I post this so y'all can understand this doesn't happen to you. You know what I mean? It could get very dangerous here, guys. Don't trust people here.
Passes out and they robbed him for all his shit. They drugged him. Yeah. That happens all the time. That's like a business. That's a straight up like industry now, is drugging and robbing tourists in Medellin. They use that thing. Vice News did a piece on it years ago. Scopolamine, it's called. And that's the devil's breath. And that's like they take it out of a piece of flower that grows indigenous down there. It's you take like just a little, like some seeds out of the middle of this flower, and you can just like blow it on somebody or make it into powder and put it into somebody's drink, and it will make the person completely black out. Really? But they'll have all of their motor skills. They'll have all full physical mobility. So people will get drugged with scopolamine, and they will be walking around, and I could say, hey, take me up to your apartment and give me your TV and all your money and all your furniture, and you'll just do it.
Really?
Yeah, and then you'll wake up the next day, you won't have anything in your apartment. You're like, what the fuck happened?
What is going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another classic video. First and foremost, please like the video. Likes are very important. Please make sure you join the Patreon too, and look out for my upcoming Python course where I teach you IT Python early next year in February 2024. Let's get straight into it. So Colombia, a country that many passport bros love. The scenery, the woman, the water, the food, the cheap culture, the cheap cost of living, the great culture. Colombia is high up there on many passport bros list. However, recently, particularly this year, Colombia has got a lot of bad press in the news, and I'll tell you why. There have been numerous kidnappings in Colombia, setups, men being drugged, passport bros being drugged, and sadly, some men being deleted. So overall, this has created a safety issue for brothers, passport bros who are thinking of going to Colombia. So to summarize that particular segment, there is a huge safety issue or a cloud of red flags around Colombia right now. Is it safe? Is it safe for passport bros to go to? Now, if you've watched my channel over the past couple of years, you know that I am a huge fan of safety. I pick safety over everything and most things in my travels. Yes, there may be countries where the women are great, feminine, submissive, cooperative, wifey. However, if the country is not safe, I'm not going there, okay? Now, with Colombia, it's not to say that the whole country is unsafe, but there's one particular city, that city being called Medellin, where there's a lot of iffy things going on there. Kidnapping, drugging, the whole 9 yard. And Medellin is a very popular city with passport bros. Why is that? Medellin has probably the best looking woman in the whole of Colombia, from the research, from what I've heard from passport bros and brothers. So it attracts a lot of men there to find women. But like I said, safety over everything. Now, going into this video, I'm going to offer you passport bros an alternative to Colombia. Now, if you're someone that really likes Medellin, you want Colombian women, you want cheap cost of living, you want great food, you want the whole 9 yard, look outside of Colombia. Colombia is not the end or be all. In fact, I'd even say that I think there's too much prioritization towards Colombia for many passport bros. And because of that, it's attracting Pookie and Ray Rays who are tricking on these chicks right? So now we got to think outside the box. What other country or countries can passport bros now indulge in to find similar women, similar culture, similar cost of living, etc., etc.? So there is one country that I cannot recommend any further for passport bros or aspiring passport bros. And let me give you some context here. I went to this country earlier this year, and it was a choice between going to Colombia, right, or Panama, right? Panama being a country that I chose to go to. Why is that? As I told you, safety is a big thing for me. And when I was weighing up whether to go to Colombia or Panama, I chose Panama primarily due to Panama being more safe, And I can say it was one of the best decisions I've made in my traveling journey so far. So Panama is a country I am recommending passport bros to prioritize and pick over Colombia. Okay, I will list out several points here that will back up my point here. The first point is safety. Panama is a lot more safe than Colombia, without a single doubt. Okay, when I was in Panama, I walked around for a long time in the night. I was by myself. No one bothered me. I didn't feel afraid. Nothing like that. I went on dates with women, right? I spoke with women, and not once did I feel at on ease. Not once did I feel she may be shady. It was such a safe and great environment. And when you compare the news of Colombia's kidnapping, Colombia's deletion, Colombia's drugging to Panama's news, there's a lot more news that shows Colombia in that light than Panama. Okay, now it does happen in Panama, right? Those particular sad things or bad things, but not as much and not as frequent as in Colombia. Now, when it comes to the cost of living, comparing Colombia to Panama, and in this video I'm most referring to Panama City, Panama, than any other regions in Panama. Panama is more expensive than Colombia, and to me that can be a positive. Hold on, and let me tell you why. Colombia is very cheap, but because it's so cheap, it attracts bad people. All right, what we call Pookie, Ray Rays, and Tyrones. Okay, and these Pookie, Ray Ray, and Tyrones are tricking like a mofo. Okay, they are tricking like they do in America. Okay, they're doing that in Colombia. All right, why is that? Because Colombia is so cheap, anyone can actually live there, can go there due to the very low cost of living. But I've mentioned that Colombia, particularly Medellin, has a problem with kidnapping, drugging, okay, and setups. All right, so there's a huge safety issue, and there's also a huge tricking culture in Medellin. It is attracting the wrong people. The women know that, and the women are getting these dudes set up. In Panama City, Panama, it's more expensive, therefore it filters out the Pookie and Ray Rays. Okay, the Pookie and Ray Rays cannot afford Panama. So essentially, Panama is for high value passport bros. Passport bros that want to have access to, safety, access to a better standard of living, in my opinion. I think Panama offers that more than Colombia. They're going to go for Panama. And Panama welcomes American brothers and UK brothers and Canadian brothers very well. It's not perfect, but you are also welcome there. Okay, so the cost of living is slightly more expensive in Panama. However, you get safety, okay, you get a higher standard of living, and of course you get better infrastructure in Panama City, Panama. The problem with Colombia is that the cheap cost of living is allowing these dudes to become food, i.e. Pookie and Ray Ray. They are disrupting and destroying the culture in Medellin by their tricking, simping, and literally wilding out in Medellin. When I was in Panama City, I did not see that. Pookie and Ray Ray can't afford Panama City. Panama City belongs to high value passport bros. So if you are a professional, okay, if you work in IT or any other professional career, you need to be considering Panama City. And that's why I'm telling you, brothers, get into IT, book your IT consultations with me, get on the IT mentorship plan with me via the Platinum tier on my Patreon, and look out for my Python course where I teach you Python next year in February 2024. You get into IT, you can afford Panama City, Panama, okay? As high value men, as high value passport bros, you need to be in a safe environment without looking over your shoulder every few seconds. Panama offers that quality of life and safety. The other reason why I believe it's time for Panama to replace Colombia as the de facto destination for passport bros is the woman. Now, I know a lot of y'all love Colombian women. Guess what? I also love Colombian women too. I think that Colombian women are some of the best looking women in the entire world. And like I mentioned before, according to what I've heard from other passport bros, what I've seen from stats, Medellin has the most beautiful Colombian women, okay, across Colombia, in the whole of Colombia, okay? However, Panama City, Panama offers you Colombian women, Panamanian women, Chinese Panamanian woman, Peruvian woman, Venezuelan woman, literally every other Latina woman apart from Panamanian woman is in Panama. Oh, I guess you didn't see that coming, right? So even Colombian women, there is a lot of Colombian women in Panama City, Panama. And guess what? When I spoke to them, they were working respectable jobs. They were feminine, submissive, and of course, they were checking for a brother. They were checking for brothers. So, you have Panama City. It's safe, right? It's a higher cost of living. Therefore, it filters out Pookie and Ray Ray. And it offers you not only Panamanian women who are absolutely gorgeous, but gives you access to Colombian women too in Panama City, Panama. And that makes sense. If you take a map out, you see that Panama is in between Costa Rica and Colombia. Literally, Panama is right next to Colombia. So of course there'll be Colombian women in Panama, right? So you had that safety in dealing with Colombian women in Panama City, Panama. So what you're seeing in Panama, what you're seeing in Colombia, the whole safety issue, very low in Panama City, Panama. So you can deal with beautiful Colombian woman in Panama City, Panama. I also want to add that Panama is a very beautiful country. Great beaches, great architecture, and of course, great food. And nice people there as well. And one underrated aspect of Panama is that you're going to meet many high value passport bros. Like I mentioned that Pookie and Ray Ray is almost irrelevant in Panama. You're dealing with high value passport bros that have access to feminine, cooperative, submissive, loving woman of every other Latin American nationality of woman. Cuban, Colombian, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru. It's all there in Panama City, Panama. Even across the whole country. Beaches, woman, a high value network, all right? And the bonus point is that you ain't got to worry about safety like you do in Colombia, right? You ain't got to have your head on a swivel left and right, forward and center, you know, or worrying about is this if this woman I'm talking to, is she gonna drug you, you know, is she gonna, you know, do something bad to you, or is she gonna set you up? You never know when you're in Colombia, all right? So it is time for passport bros, particularly brothers who are aspiring IT bros or who are in IT, who are professional brothers, to start thinking outside the box and start putting all your eggs in one basket, particularly in Medellin, Colombia. Now, I'm not saying the whole country of Colombia is dangerous. I'm sure in Barranquilla, Santa Marta, Cali, Colombia, and all these other places, those are nice places, okay? But the safety issue in Medellin, Colombia is of grave concern. Medellin, Colombia is the most popular city in Colombia and is the most popular city amongst passport bros. Most passport bros go there, so I'm discussing mostly the Medellin problem in Colombia. Safety is big for me. Safety should also be big for you. Consider Panama, city Panama. You will love it for 2024. I'm International Passport. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the video. Share it around, and of course, look out for my upcoming Python course. Book your IT consultations with me. Get into IT. IT will give you the means to travel all around the world and give you a career that will allow you to work remotely anywhere around the world. I got the intel. Reach out to me. I'm International Passport, and I'll see you brothers on the next video. Peace out. Thank you very much.